Hello, hello. Good evening, everyone, and happy Monday. I hope your week is off to a tremendous start. I didn't used to be a person that loved Mondays, but now I actually do. I love me some Mondays. Okay, so this particular Monday is alive with yours truly. I'm Ann Bernard, the master of first time, the CEO of 365 First. And I am here this evening for a training on how to be more open-minded with first times in your experiences. So open-mindedness. Let me share my screen and we'll get into this training. A couple of things as I'm setting this up. I will be so last no 2 Fridays ago on April 30th, we had an awesome training, a full day event of amazing speakers and presenters and interviews, and it was about explore and discover health first. And you want to stay tuned. Make sure that you subscribe to the channel because I am going to be posting all of the sessions in the next few days to come. So you want to go ahead, subscribe, hit the little notification bell to make sure that you get notified each and every time a new video drop, because I will be continuing to also drop some videos on the apologies how to become so many things on the expert advice before your first time series. So if you haven't seen that playlist on the channel, do check it out. There are some great interviewers, some great experts that I've had on the 365 First podcast. So there's no video, it's a replay of the podcast episode, but it's really excellent information if you're looking at having some first time, some new experiences, to be set up to be successful, to have the best possible first time in your experience. So you want to check out the expert advice for your first time series. There are already quite a few videos, and I'm going to continue to release more of those from the first season, and I will get started on planning the second season. So you've got the all of the session from the events. You also have the maximize your life benefit series. So we've talked about curiosity and creativity and self-awareness, and there's a great many more topics as I'm covering. So it's a lot of the same topics, but I want to bring you different. I'm bringing you different expert. I want to teach you this content in different ways so that you really get it. It seeps through. You master it. You understand it from a different perspective, from different views, and then you know how to apply it. So if you guys remember, if you haven't watched it, you want to watch the video that was a live training that I did on the equation to find your own solution. There's no one size fits all. You need to understand these concepts so that you can then use action-based self-development through first time in your experiences for you to develop these skills, these personality traits, and create the change and the growth that you're looking for in yourself. Okay, enough about that. Enough announcement. Let's get into this. So open-mindedness, what it is. What is it? It's the willingness to search for evidence against one's favored belief, plans, goals, and to weigh such evidence fairly when it is available. Being open-minded means that you are willing, you are able, you're capable, you accept information that is different from what you believe. Being open-minded doesn't mean that you're a pushover. It doesn't mean that you're wishy-washy. It means that you are willing to entertain, to listen to things that you don't know anything about, or people and things, concepts that go against what you might believe, and be open to the consideration, to the value, to the knowledge. And you don't have to believe it. You don't have, you accept it as being information and factual information. I'm not talking about make believe facts. I'm talking about like factual information here. But I guess you could be open minded if people want to be loosey goosey with facts, and but uh, I, I gotta say, it's not that I'm not open. No, I am not open minded to it. I have to say that's one thing. I am open minded to learning points of views that are still based on facts. I'm going to be honest about this. Okay, got a little derailed there. Okay, so how open-minded are you? So think about this on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not at all open-minded. Whenever somebody brings up anything that contradicts or that even slightly is different or goes against what you believe, you know, you have knee-jerk reaction, you get angry, you get frustrated, you get mad, you get judgmental, you call the other person names because of their beliefs. You're on the one you're on the one side. The 10 is you're very open-minded. You are willing to listen and engage and entertain whatever people want to believe and think. So even if someone comes to you and they want to talk to you about how the earth is flat, you are so open-minded, you're a 10, you will listen to them and you will not at all. I mean, try to change their minds or convince them otherwise. You're just going to be open-minded to who they are, what they believe, and you're going to accept them for that. I have to admit that I am not at the 10 level scale. I'm probably a 7.5, 8. Yeah. Uh, you got to decide what you are. Little man is making some noise down there. Okay, so what are the benefits of being open-minded? Why, no matter where you're at on the scale, why are you looking to slide further towards the 10? So being open-minded is a fabulous and amazing way for you to expand your world and opportunities. The more, if you're a 1, 2, or 3 to where you just cannot stand or be around anyone that thinks differently than you, then you live in a very limited world. And that world will not expand, will not grow, and will not change ever unless you become more open-minded. The more open-minded you are, the more you can be exposed to everything that is of this world and in this world. So that means you are open to meeting people of all different origins and religions and background and cultures, and being exposed and finding out about them, finding about their belief, finding out what they grew, how they grew up, and what their lives have been like, and what they why they why they are how they are, and not judge them for being who they are and for them thinking what they think. Now, sometimes, again, this is why I say I'm a 7.5, 8, because there's just certain mindsets that have a very strong, they give me a very strong reaction. And I know that I need to continue to work on being more open-minded and more accepting of what someone wants to choose to believe. And because they believe that does not, I don't need to be judging them for what they believe. So, or be critical because they believe a certain things. The more open-minded you become, you let go, you detach from those things. You also detach from needing to change other people because you realize there's definitely a multitude, different ways to view the world and people and situations and problems. And it's not about being right or wrong. It's about accepting, and it's about and you can accept and walk away. I mm, I'm open-minded to the way that you are, but not so open-minded that I want to be constantly exposed to it because I might not agree with it. So, but again, I'm not judging you. I'm not holding your belief against you, and I don't need you to be like me. And you can be very open-minded and find what you do have in common with people who might even have certain beliefs that just rub you the wrong way. So I always try to find the common ground, what I do have in common with someone, instead of what separate and divide and um I don't want to be divisive with anyone. I want to find what we do have in common. And if we're both human beings, then I guarantee you we no matter what have more in common than what is different because the human experience is very similar. But when you become open-minded, you don't need to change people. You also become better at solving problems because you can push and move beyond your limited thoughts and your options. The exposure to all of the different way of thinkings and the different way of seeing the world enhances, increases your own knowledge and your creativity. Therefore, you enter into greater possibilities. And that is very significant and important when you're trying to solve problems. And it's a great way to actually be respected, liked, and be sought out. Because, like I said, you become less judgmental so that people feel like they can come to you and they can share with you things that they might know you don't agree with, but they know you're not going to judge them. You're going to listen, and you might in fact provide them advice or guidance and direction because you come from a different perspective. So they're being open-minded coming to you knowing that you don't necessarily agree with their behavior, their way of thinking, or the things that they've done, but you're open-minded enough and not judgmental that you're going to listen and you're going to advise them with greater consideration to a situation. So you become more, again, just open. Just it creates wisdom to be open-minded. And it does, I want to drive this home again, does not make you wishy-washy. When you are willing to put your beliefs, your values, and I don't want to say opinions. Let's go with beliefs and values. If you're willing to submit those or to put those, um, to look at what is the opposite of what you believe, then it's either allows you to shift and find a better solution, or it strengthens your value. So you can be very open-minded, but very strongly footed in your values and what you believe. It sounds contradictory, but it really isn't, because being open-minded like I said, it doesn't mean that you're wishy-washy. You can be sitting on very solid ground, which is why you are open to different perspective and views, because you do know what you believe in. And if something touches your core or shakes you up where, huh, maybe what I believe isn't quite right, then you're open-minded enough to do more research, to be curious and get more information so that you can make a more informed decision about what you're selecting to believe. And you stay open, and you're not threatened. You're not threatened by information, by different points of views and different opinions. And I, again, assuming this is all remains fact-based. So how can first time a new experience help you become more open-minded? So embrace embrace going outside of your norm. So embrace exploring different foods and cultures, and again, even religion, and whatever it is, go explore different things. And you're gaining the knowledge, you're gaining perspective, and you engage with people who have different points of view than you do. Now, engage with people who are open-minded and have different points of view than you do, because then the fact that when two open-minded people with different belief systems communicate and have a conversation with each other, they do so with respect, because you are respecting where the other person is coming from. You're not judging where the other person is coming from, and you are accepting the other person, and you understand that you're not going to change them. They're not going to change you, but both of you are going to gain in hearing the other person and the other perspective. It is too bad that in today's society, we're losing the ability to do that. People are becoming very close-minded and, very black and white, and no gray area, no room for learning and growth, and at least curiosity for the other perspective. And I think it is rooted and based in fear that if someone might change your mind. S- So close-minded people live in so much more fear and doubt than open-minded people. Open-minded people are not in a place, they know themselves, they do know what they believe, they do know what they value, but they still have a curiosity for perspective, for more. All right, so how to be open-minded with first time in your experiences. Now, there's trying new things you've never gone around to doing. So on your list, on your 365 first challenge list, you might things on there that you've always wanted to do. Now, it's not a bucket list, but there are certain things that you've wanted to do, you just never got around to it. So they're on your list, or first times are within a scope of things that you have done before. You're just going to the next level with it. Well, to become more open-minded, then you really step outside. You got to step outside your comfort zone, and you have to go explore and do things that you've never even considered trying. So that's what's really great about the 365 First Challenge app, is as you're swiping, things might come up that you've never even considered trying. And so instead of being closed-minded, saying, I've never been interested in this, I'm not going to do it, you're going to say, well, I've never been interested in this before, but I'm going to be open-minded, and I'm going to give it a shot. I'm going to try and see what happens. All right. So before you comment on or hold an opinion about something, try it first. So, people definitely do this with food, and they'll say, I don't like it, or I don't want to, but they've never tried it. But people also do it with certain things that are like gender based, even. So if I ask a lot of guys, hey, you know, would you knit? Would you sew? The a vast majority of guys would say no. That's not something I would do. And then the same thing with women. You know, if you ask them, they want to do a construction project, they work with power tools. So we now that has expanded and has grown, and more and more people have shown that doesn't matter what gender you are, you know, you can be interested in just about anything and everything. But there's still some people that are closed-minded on those things, and you know, it's not necessarily, they might not consider appropriate for their gender, or whatever self-limiting belief that they have around it. So I, even myself, I had self-limited beliefs around, you know, things such as arts and craft, and I have opened my mind to it, and it's been incredibly rewarding. So be open-minded. Don't think this is not for me. Really question why you're saying it's not for me, and you know, opt to give it a try. All right. So that is our topic for today. So how to be more open-minded. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comment, and I'll be sure to address and answer those. And I really, again, invite you to subscribe to the channel. Lots of videos are getting released in the next couple of weeks. Lots of great information. I'll schedule a few more live training. If you want to attend the live training, leave a comment and I'll get in touch with you all so that you have the Zoom link and you can jump on and ask some questions. All right. Well, enjoy the rest of your week. And